type.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by BlackRifleCoffee.com. Oh, welcome to another piping hot, steaming pile of Ross Patterson Revolution. What's up, Jables?
What's up, bud?
Yeah, let's see you in a nice Tuesdays. There we go.
Hello.
You're glowing.
Am I?
You are. You're glowing.
It's a new highlighter.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it now?
It's called Pregnancy
There it is.
by Mac.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yep.
So,
Having a baby.
having a baby. Now, my dream of just like showing up on social media 2 months after baby weight loss.
Yep.
Oh, did she adopt? Gosh, there's no way she had a baby. My dreams of that were shattered
Yeah.
when I saw my face and body on the last show.
No, stop.
Now, listen, and it's okay. It's okay.
It is. It's fine.
No Chrissy Teigen.
We should say that. Well, even Chrissy Teigen.
Who is? Gosh, isn't she amazing?
I don't know. Is she?
Oh.
Is she? We'll get to
No,
that.
no.
We'll get to that. But we want to tell the audience why. Like, we decided to wait this long.
Right.
Because the baby's dropping August 13th.
I like to have just a small amount of time for people to be like, oh, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Because I really don't like talking about it.
Well, everybody who listens to the show knows this about us. Like, we don't make a big deal out of shit like this of like, oh, hey, I'm important and I'm having a baby. And
it's pretty much the most basic thing you can ever do.
Yes. And everybody treats it on social media like they're the first ones in the history of the world
To ever do it.
to have a child. And we've laughed about it all the time where it's just like everybody's got that one friend who's pregnant and having a baby, and it's literally every day is like, oh, isn't this amazing? Oh, my body's changing and the baby's kicking and all this other shit. And it's just like, congratulations. There's 3 billion people on this earth. Chances are about 1.5 billion of them have had a baby. You're not special and or different. And what I love about you is you were like, hey, man, I don't want this to be a fucking thing. I just want to do the show like normal. Love doing the podcast. Love being a normal human being. You don't want people writing you all the time asking you if you're okay or what your whole sitch is throughout this. So we decided to tell people, just a couple months out.
A little
it's
bit
just
later.
like, all right, cool, here we are.
And let me clarify it. Like, if that's your thing and you're just loving, that's your thing, just being a mom and posting every day about it and all of that, good for you. For me, I just hate the idea of just like, as soon as you announce that or as soon as you go down that path, people don't see you any other way.
Right.
You're not like a person. You're not a producer. You're not a whatever. You're just a mom.
That's
and you're
it.
And you lose value. And according to studies, you lose value.
It's true.
In society.
It's true.
In the professional world, in just how people think of you, you're no longer, they know that you have another priority and you are no longer valuable.
Sure.
And I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I hate it. And I'm an anti-feminist. So all this stuff about this, like
Feminist denier,
anti-feminist,
Yep.
all of those things.
Yeah.
So these studies that are coming out or the things of like pregnancy, the new thing is like pregnancy discrimination in the workplace.
Oh, God.
And again,
that's not a thing.
It's a thing. So it's the new Me Too, basically. And they're doing all these stories on it and all these studies have come out or whatever. And women are just like, why am I treated any different when I'm pregnant and have a newborn? And for me, that's just how it has to be.
Sure.
It just is.
Yeah.
You can't be a high-powered lawyer, be pregnant, give birth, have a newborn, and still perform as good as the single man next to you in the office.
It's true.
And it's just true. And it sucks. And like, yeah, you should have time off. You should, get the same leave and all of that.
Yeah.
But if you think that you're not going to lose value, at least for a little bit, or plateau in your career, at least for a little bit.
Right.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. No,
and you're doing a disservice to your children, by the way, by caring about that more than being there for your child. You know what I mean? So
right.
I've been there. But, so, still sexy, guys. Do you want to see the pants that I wear?
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, James.
Okay. All right.
Still an audio show,
Oh, sorry. I just showed you my
speak
pregnancy
into
pants.
That body.
Nothing more humiliating than the clothes you have to wear.
Yeah.
So let's just do a month of this, you guys. Message me whatever you want. I'm not, bitchy about it, but I could only take a month.
No, and while we're on this...
I can only take a month.
Yeah, while we're on this subject, because the baby's due August 13th.
Yes.
Amazingly, and this was unplanned, the day before my new book comes out.
It really...
When darkness falls, he doesn't
weird.
catch it.
Yeah.
I don't... There's no real words of how or why that happened, but... there's a lot going on, needless to say.
Projects are dropping. Projects are coming.
And I will say this, like, it took me as long to write the book as it did, for you to have the baby. So I feel like we're even. I feel like we're even on that.
Oh, samesies, huh?
Samesies. But the thing that I love about you in particular is most of my friends, at least, high school, college, etc., whenever they're having a child, post about the child constantly on their social media. And that's fine. If that's
it is totally fine.
It is. And if that's what you want your social media to be, it's not your personal thing where you're like, all right, cool. I'm still a person and I'm also a mom, but the pictures you take of your children, to be fair, are more or less for you and your family.
Yes.
A couple of friends care, but most friends don't care.
No, a couple. And when they care, like, I'll have friends be like, send me some pictures. And I send them pictures.
Exactly.
Like, they're wanting to see blah, blah, blah. Like, and I don't know. I don't know who's doing it right. I don't know what the right answer is. I just know for me, the only way to keep some semblance of yourself and mom self separate, that's just the only way that I can do it. And, I have to think about the way I feel, like when I see people's kids over and over.
Yeah, look.
Or their cats or their dogs, all these things.
When I see 6 posts in a row on Instagram of a child or a pet, that's when I'm like, all right, we're done.
Gone through, yeah.
Chances are, like, I'm just not friends with them anymore.
Right.
So, and it's not because I don't love you or my friends or whatever. I just
totally
I can't like. I want to see funny shit all day. That's all I go to. That's all I go to social media for.
Are we horrible?
No,
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I just want to see funny, cool shit.
Day.
I don't want to see inspirational quotes. I don't want to see children all day. I don't post much of my child on my stuff for Father's Day and things like that.
Sure.
But that's about it because other than that, it's besides my own personal family. I know no one cares.
Nobody cares.
I know they don't care. And
just don't. And the proof is in the pudding as far as your Instagram followers. So when I post anything about you, Jax, I lose followers.
Right.
So,
well,
and
not
that's
me, but
I lose some. I lose some with you. But if I post about the kid or I know this pregnancy announcement is going to lose a couple, and that's okay.
The pregnancy announcement blew up. Like, we did the rap album and everybody everybody went ballistic.
For sure.
On mine, not yours?
No, they did, but I still lost a couple.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. For girls, I think it's different. There's some people that are following you because
you're hot, and that's...
Or they think of you a certain way, and then when they start seeing that, it's like probably like me, where they're like, oh, is this going to be a bunch of baby photos now? Fuck it.
Yeah.
And it's fine. I didn't know them anyways, but...
Sure.
But it happens, and it happens a lot.
Yeah, it's weird. I would have thought some friends of ours, Heather and Jared, Heather's got a massive Instagram following.
Yes.
I would have thought when she started dating Jared, that would have all went downhill, but didn't.
It didn't because they're just doing more cool stuff together. If there's ever a baby, which I don't think there will be.
No. Well,
just because they don't like them, they don't like kids, so that's fine.
Yeah. Well, Jared's got 3, so.
But he doesn't like kids, so it's fine. But if that started to pop up, I think they might lose a couple. But yeah, them together, I think really boosts.
Yeah.
Their shit.
I enjoy them on social media. I enjoy them
Totally.
in real life. Obviously, Jared's one of my best friends, but yeah, that's really fucking funny. Well, we're here.
Here we go.
We got a new baby, and we got a big show.
Yeah, and I'm excited to get back out there and see you guys. That's kind of why I haven't been at anything.
In the real world, yeah.
Yeah, live shows and things like that where everyone was asking about me, right? I mean, it was just like Jables.
Over and over
every
and over
single
again.
person you said that saw you asked about me. So I will get back out there. This is just why I've been.
We got some sponsors who pay for this whole fucking shit to be on the air. First and foremost, talking about BlackRifleCoffee.com. Black Rifle Coffee is our chief sponsor. Grab life by the beans. I'm gonna keep saying that. It's gonna stick eventually, I think. I really like that slogan, and I think there should be some shirts made in my honor. Black Rifle Coffee is a premium roast-to-order coffee. That means they make it fresh in the warehouse. They bag that shit up and ship it out straight to you. They got bags, they got K-cups, and their apparel. These are the new shirts. I'm a fucking huge fan of these guys. These new shirts are fucking dope. Their apparel is second to none. Their coffee is second to none. And they're veteran-owned. If you're getting coffee, you might as well get it from BlackRifleCoffee.com. There's a million blends. You see them on my desk, and that's not even half of them, which is crazy. And they're just doing it right on every single fucking aspect, these guys. Use the one-time promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. I would highly recommend using it on the Coffee Club of the Month program, which is a subscription. So that means the coffee gets shipped to you on the same date of every single month, and it's about $4 cheaper than going to Costco, which is nice, and the coffee's fucking better. Next up, we've got StrikeForceEnergy.com. Strikeforce.
Oh, boom, 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 boom. Shabloinkers coming from nowhere, coming from out of nowhere.
Yeah, I like it. Strikeforce Energy is, look at this. This is the Orig. Sometimes you got to go back to the Orig, dude, and make sure people still know about the Orig. They got 4 amazing flavors. This is the premier energy drink in the biz these days. Literally nothing is better, and I will not drink another energy drink, and you have them tell me so. Red Bull gone out of my life. Kickstart, Monster, all that shit. Dude, I carry packs of Strikeforce on me all the time, and it's fucking easy. Shit's like 99 cents a packet. Again, 4 amazing flavors: grape, original, lemon, and original. They get a 10-pack, a 40-pack, and a 750 milliliter bottle. This guy right here that's rests on your bar top or countertop, and you can just boom, boom, pop a couple squirts in and go. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. Dude, for real, for the summertime, see what I'm talking about. Just mix it with some vodka or whatever you have, because it mixes with everything. But the vodka drinks are off the chain for the summer, dude. That's my summer drink every summer. The little Strodkas. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off, and that's good every time. Every single time. Next up, here it is, kids. Ooh, the new hot shit. When darkness falls, he doesn't catch it. It is the sequel to At Night She Cries While He Rides His Steed. 1,800 copies, James. It's where we're at, 1,800 copies. And there was a nice run last night online that was going on all night. And we're down to 1,800 copies for the New York Times bestseller list. 37 days away. I'm nervous now.
Don't be nervous.
It's game time, and we're 1,800 copies away from the list, and that's it. And again, I'm not, because somebody at home was like, "Are you picky?" New York Times, Wall Street Journal list. I'm not. USA Today. I'll take either or. Fuck. Wall Street Journal is That's my jam. That's where I go to for news these days. So like, I'd be more than happy. Wall Street Journal. Either way, you're a best-selling author. So I'm fucking amped all the way around. That's it. We're down to 1,800. That's it.
Dang. So, I'm confident.
I hope so. Go out and pre-order on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, all the .coms. Amazon's the easiest. They're shipping day and date. So the day this bitch comes out, it'll be at your house. How fucking cool is that?
Oh, that's awesome.
Amazon's taking over the world. Yeah, I got that email notification. I was like, what?
Sweet.
What?
Sweet.
Next up, we've got new fan fave. Talking about grill your ass off. If you haven't seen the video show, you can go to iTunes and YouTube and look it up. Why am I saying that? Because I'm holding up the jerky in the camera. This is it. This is the new crack. This is my new crack cocaine. I love grillyourassoff.com's beef jerky more than anything in this world. I'm having a really hard time keeping it on the set, by the way. I just keep gunning through it. On the last show, you told me to stop eating it. Even after the show, you were like, dude, you're going to stop eating this shit. I'm sorry. It's the best. It's a 4-pack. It's called the All-American Pack. All the beef is here from the United States of America. 4 amazing flavors. They got salt and pepper. The sweet and spicy that is my end-all be-all. I could eat Jables over under since it's the 4th of July show here, and we're going to be talking about Joey Chestnut coming up. I could over under eat 4 pounds of it, I think, in a day. Is that disgusting?
That sounds accurate. Yeah.
Go to grillyourassoff.com. See what I'm talking about. Get the All-American Pack. It's $25. You get 4 packs of it, and you get all the flavors. My favorite, again, is the sweet and spicy, though. And the Orig. I love the Orig, too. But they've also got the finest seasonings for grilling. It's grilling season. So they got steak seasoning, chicken seasoning, all that shit. Go to grillyourassoff.com. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 15% off at grillyourassoff.com. Big fans of those guys. Big fans of Woodburn Warriors. Everybody with the new set, now that we're doing video shows again, it's like, yo, who the fuck made that signage, dude? That was woodburnwarriors.com. And I got a little message from them, and I'm gonna pull it up here on my phone and read it. I can't thank these guys enough for the fucking hard work they put into this sign and making the set look
so
sweet.
Amazing.
I know, and we've gotten so many comments. Dude, it's woodburnedwarriors.com. Look, they're, again, 100% veteran owned. We try to help out as many veteran causes as we can. And plus, I just think
entrepreneurs, trying to start out.
Vetrepreneurs, essentially. And to be honest with you, like, the reason why is they just work harder than everybody else. And I know that sounds fucking terrible, but it's true.
Sorry about it.
So they put a lot of time and craftsmanship and everything. So everything is handmade, hand carved. They'll also, because I got this email from me, it says, hey man, we will also digitally draw a custom flag and send it to you for approval. So you'll get to see this shit before it goes out. And whatever you want to put on the rest of it, and they have American flags, they have a bunch of cool shit on their sites. They'll personally hand engrave it. So if you want your family or kids or whatever it is, do it. Go to woodburnwarriors.com. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 15% off, and that's a big deal there. That's a big deal at woodburnwarriors.com, that 15% off. So I love you guys. I'm so grateful for this. You have no idea, and I'm stoked that they're a sponsor on the show. But yeah, we got a big show. Let's hop into it, shall we? First and foremost, Jables, the fireworks have been going off for 2 days. And doing a podcast 3 days a week, because we're Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, a lot of people ask, hey man, are you pissed off that you missed a story sometimes? Like a late breaking story. Okay. And I always say no. Unless it's, something like a war or something where you're right in the middle of it. I always say no because the news cycle changes so fast these days, not only in politics, but in sports and everything else, that it's like, it'll catch back up. And right. I got a lot of emails about the LeBron thing of like, hey, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on LeBron James. Here's the perfect example of why I'm not angry that we missed that story because it happened the day before we tape. And it's simply for the fact of within that day, LeBron James was the biggest story on the planet for about 15 hours. And then it all changed again. The narrative completely changed again. So, LeBron James leaves Cleveland again, which is not shocking to me. I've called this for a long time. What does it mean for his legacy and all that shit? Everybody's asking me. To me, I don't remember a superstar leaving for this many teams in any sport. Is he today's greatest basketball player in the world? Yes. And I'll give him that. I'm not a fan of his game. I'm not a fan of his shot. It looks herky-jerky. He's built physically better than any other athlete on the planet. And I think that's has a lot of reasons to do with his success. Also, the way he takes care of his body in the offseason. And that's on him and good on him that he continues to stay healthy, because usually nobody's healthy for this many years. I just have a hard time accepting that a superstar, like an end-all be-all superstar, can change teams 3 times.
Right.
Usually it's the last year or two of your career where it's just like, hey man, you're hanging on for an extra year or two, and then the team kind of shoves you out the door, and it's like, all right, you're done. You should probably quit playing. But people will go on and play for one other weird team or whatever, like Joe Montana, where you're like, he got pushed out, had to go for the Kansas City Chiefs for a couple of years.
Right.
The first year was great for Montana. Then the next year was not so great. Brett Favre, same thing. Pushed out of Green Bay, went to Minnesota, had the year of his life in Minnesota, and then the next year was an absolute disaster.
But LeBron's
and he was
not
out of the league.
Pushed out.
He's not. And that's the thing. These other athletes...
He's making these choices on his own.
Yes. But these other athletes chose to stay and say, you know what, I'm going to ride this out of the city. I don't care that we might not have a shot at it. I think like Brett Favre is a perfect example to me, where I think Brett knew he didn't have the championship team. However, he thought he could will himself to do it every single year and make that team a championship team.
A lot of players said he's like the best to ever do it that they played with.
Oh yeah. I think
just
so.
The most hardcore.
Same. And the championships don't reflect that.
Sure.
But
if you ask any player in any team, the best to ever, like...
If you're asking me who my favorite quarterback of all time is, my favorite, not who I think is the greatest, but my favorite, I think it's Brett Favre.
Right.
I've never enjoyed watching
like
somebody play. Yes. More than him. Diehard Falcons fan. I love watching Michael Vick play in his prime. That was fucking fun as shit. But him and Favre were my 2 guys.
He's a player's player.
Vic got pushed out as well.
Right.
Whereas Favre, again, he got pushed out. It was kind of his own volition if he would have made it, but it was mine a little sooner. Maybe he could have held on for next year. They also had Aaron Rodgers behind him, so what are you going to do at that point? But with LeBron, these 2 choices to leave, to go to Miami, to come back to Cleveland, and then to go to LA, it's been all him. Nobody's traded him. Nobody's done that. That has been him and all him.
Gotta respect that. He's been definitely making his own,
I guess, but
I mean, not that I respect him really. But
Kobe didn't leave. Jordan didn't leave.
Which is a way. Like, it's a way, but it's also
Tom
business.
Tom Brady's been at the Patriots forever. Look, it is a business, and if every player treated it like a business all the way around, everybody
chaos.
Everybody would play in New York or LA and nowhere else. So when he announced he was going to Los Angeles, and then the motives came out a few hours later, where he said, "Look, I'm looking at the second half of my life," and he did use second half, which I kind of thought we were the only ones to do that.
He listens.
Use that term.
He definitely listens to the show. There's some things that he says sometimes that I go, oh.
Yep. You listen to the show.
Avid.
So he said he wanted the second half of his life. He's got a media company. He's got a company called, I believe it's called The Undefeated online. And it's become pretty big because he made it big. He was doing exclusive interviews and videos, and he does some shows on there. And it's a pretty cool site, actually. Like, good for him. It's amazing.
Right.
He's personally been able to turn his best friends into moguls, business moguls, and they're doing extremely well for themselves. The second thing that he wants to do is he has a production company in LA. He's shooting Space Jam 2, the sequel to that. He's going to be the lead. He's going to be the Jordan character, and he wants to do what Kobe is doing now. Win an Oscar and produce a bunch of movies and star in shit and all.
Is Kobe doing more?
All of that stuff. Oh yeah, Kobe's doing a lot more.
Okay.
Kobe's going to be ramping it up. Whether or not it comes to fruition or not, we'll see. Because it's, again, original content and making great films is not like playing basketball.
No.
The most talent doesn't win. There's been a lot of movies that have Oscar winners in them.
It's got to be hard
that are
for
shitty.
them. Because they're used to just like working hard and like getting there.
Yes. And
when you go into this industry, like it does not work that way.
And to be honest, that was my hardest thing to wrap my mind around when I moved from college to Los Angeles, was that where, boots on the ground, you can work harder than everybody in LA, and sometimes it doesn't matter, man. And that was the hardest thing that I had to deal with, where I was just like, all right, cool. I'm working 15 hours a day. No one cares.
No.
You still need a lucky break here or there, whereas playing sports, best man wins. If you're the best, if you're the fastest, if you're the strongest, if you can shoot the best, you're it. That's it. Congratulations. That's all you have to do. This LA does not work like that. There could be a great script, fucking great actors. You could have a shitty director. You could have a shitty editor. You could have shitty
everything.
music. Yes. There's so many components
that have to come together. It's not just getting the...
Right. And you look at LeBron when he was in Cleveland, he was so good that he could take these shitty teams all the way to the finals. If he even won a championship in Cleveland with shitty people, because he was better than everybody else in the league. That is not going to happen in LA. And look, I respect him. Another part of that decision was he's got two kids that are allegedly the top prospects. I say allegedly because they're so young, like they're in 8th grade. So it's hard to try to gauge how tall you're going to be, how strong you're going to be. Like 8th grade is still tough. Okay. Where, you look back at me in 8th grade, fuck, man, that was my only awkward period, Jables.
Were you shrimp?
I wasn't, I was.
Were you fat?
Yes. A little chubby, not like obese.
You had 1 year of being a little chubby.
No, it was 7th and 8th grade that was a little difficult, and I used to be the tallest kid growing up. Everybody had caught up, and then 9th grade, I ended up growing 9 inches. Mm-hmm. That's something you can't explain. There was a guy I played against, because I was on all those top AAU teams and all that shit for basketball. That ended after 9th grade, because I realized there was kids like LeBron's kids who were jumping over my head.
Sure.
But there was a guy that I played against named Matt Harpring. And Matt Harpring went on to have an extremely successful NBA career. In high school, growing up, he was not that good. Like, he was an average player. I would say he was as good as me. And I was a pretty good player, and I would say he was a pretty good player. And when I say average, I mean average against the rest of the AAU competition. But for some unforeseen reason, he grew, I think, 8 or 9 inches his senior year, like right before senior year. So yeah, so he shot up.
That sounds painful.
I know, and it was painful for me when I went through it, and I can only imagine him, because his was later. Like, it was right before senior year basketball started, and the dude was like 6'10" after that. So he became this unbelievable, amazing player after that, and he just needed more height, it turns out, to compete with other people.
Right.
That shit you can't guess. So is that going to happen to LeBron's kids? Maybe. We'll see if they stay the same size. No, obviously they're not going to be as successful, but who knows? Either way, he's trying to give them the best possibility to play in the NBA. There's a school in California that specializes in kids in high school, just prepping them solely for 1 year of college and then the NBA. I believe it's called Oak Hill Academy, and the school has got, like, I don't know, 100 kids or something, and 15 of them are on the basketball team. Private school, but they've got the best coach in the nation, the best players, blah, blah, blah. That's going to prep you the most for the NBA. And it seems like he's doing it for that as well. Although, I look back at LeBron's career, and he did it all out of Ohio. Every game was televised on ESPN as a high school senior. All of his games were televised, and you were like, it is possible to do it anywhere you live. So why leave your hometown and why leave your home city? The numbers that they flashed yesterday on the screen were the economic effect that LeBron will have on that city of Los Angeles. It's the same effect he had on Cleveland, same effect he had on Miami. The numbers were staggering. When LeBron plays in your city, it creates 4,000 extra jobs and creates $400 million worth in revenue for that city. When you leave a city like Cleveland, which Cleveland has had some hardships in the past as far as work and jobs and all of that shit, it's devastating, man. So like, you look at all the bars and restaurants around Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, and all the people that work there and live there and go downtown. He revitalized downtown, and now all of those jobs and everything are going to be taken away again. It's hard to do that to your own city, I think.
Yeah. And
he just did it again for the second time, and you're just like, oh God, dude, just you're already rich enough. You're already going to be successful. Hollywood's not going anywhere. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Hollywood is not going anywhere. At whatever age you turn, it will still be there. Because he's not going to become an Oscar-winning actor or anything like that.
No.
He might become a producer.
Sure.
Produce a bunch of cool shit. Or an on-air personality, because he's great at calling basketball games and things like that. So that could happen. But as far as him being an actor and all that shit, and again, Hollywood's not going anywhere. Just finish the rest of your career. He's only probably got 3 to 4 good years left. Go to Hollywood after that. Like, stay and finish up in your city. Now, I don't know what to think of his legacy. This is going to be his 3rd team. It's like, all right, sweet. I would have said he would have had a shot at the title, but then the news cycle changed 15 hours later. The Warriors got Boogie Cousins from the Pelicans. Boogie Cousins averaged 26 points last year, 14 rebounds, was an NBA All-Star. The Golden Warriors starting 5 is now 5 All-Stars. It is your starting 5, essentially, in the Western Conference in the All-Star game. I've never seen anything like it. He took the veteran minimum exception or whatever it was, $5.3 million. And it's not only did they have the greatest team assembled for the last three to 4 years, now it's of all time. And to me, you can go ahead and write off the NBA for this next upcoming season.
Yeah, so you said it's like it's going to be ruined.
Yes. Am I going to watch it? Yeah. But there's only going to be a handful of teams I'm going to watch now. You're looking at 3 teams, essentially: the Celtics, the Lakers, and then the Warriors. But I know what the Warriors are going to do every night. Like, I know they're going to beat teams by 30, and that's it. Everybody was calling me Rostradamus again for this prediction of 4-0 in the finals. Like, I saw the writing on the wall, and this one's the same. I don't even know how you win a game against this team at all. If all 5 players are healthy, which isn't going to be the case. Boogie Cousins had an Achilles tear last year. He's not going to be ready for it until December, January. The team is so good that he can sit out and, pop back in January, February, maybe after the All-Star break. They're just going to steamroll everybody in the playoffs, and it's just kind of over with. It felt like everyone was defeated after this happened last night online. Same with the players. One of the players, Enes Kanter of Oklahoma City, put up a picture of the NBA logo and then took a blowtorch to it and just lit it up on fire. And he's just like, this is what's happened to the league.
So dramatic.
But it's true. As much as I bitched about the NFL last season, how the ratings were down and people were turning to other sports, if you're looking for a way back in, this is it. If you get players to stop kneeling, which they're going to either fine them and it's going to cause a penalty, then they enacted that rule. And if you get players to stand for the anthem, I think people will come back, because they're not going to. People are going to flee the NBA because of this, because there's no competition. You have one amazing team. You're going to watch LeBron because he's LeBron and he's playing in LA, and that's going to be a fun thing for a year. But after the domination of this entire season, that's it. Like there's not really any interest other than watching, the Christmas games and things like that. We were just like, all right, sweet, Warriors by 40. That's what we're going to be faced with. So the NFL has an opening now. If they're looking to squeeze back in that door after pissing off all the fans for the last 2 years with the fucking kneeling bullshit, this is their in right now. So did I see this coming? Not in 1 million years. I didn't think they could afford Boogie Cousins to the end of the earth. The only thing that I will say positive about it, and his name is DeMarcus, by the way. His nickname's Boogie. Okay. DeMarcus Cousins. The one thing I will say that is shockingly positive on his own right. He's had a bad rap in the NBA because he's a thug. He's not afraid to punch people in the face and get thrown out of games and whatnot.
Sure, I love it.
Talks a lot of shit all the time. It turns out late last night, because I was following this story, 0 teams called him for when he's been a free agent. Not one single team called him to offer him a long-term deal. He said he flew to Vegas, went out on the balcony, checked himself, and was just like, all right, man, time to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. He called the Golden State Warriors on his own.
And said, I'll take a huge pay cut?
Yes. And he said, hi, this is DeMarcus Cousins.
Hello.
Yep.
Golden State Warriors?
I'd like to take a 1-year deal. I understand the money you guys have left. No one has called me. And I'd like to play for your team and then prove that I'm worth a big contract next year. I'd like to get healthy, play, and be the best person I could be. And the owner was shocked. He was just like, what? Are you serious? Like, are you being serious right now? And he's like, yeah, I'm being completely serious. I'll have my agents call you. And I think I want to do this if everybody else wants to have me. And so he talked to Steph Curry, talked to Kevin Durant, all these guys, and they were like, fuck, we'd love to have you. Please, you'd be awesome on this team. And he was like, great. This is all I need to hear. Called the owner back himself and said, I will take this deal. And it got executed at like 8:00 at night. And they were like, I can't believe it. But once his story came out, you can't fault him for going to a super team. No one called him.
Right.
So it's shocking to me that no one called to make this guy an offer. So what are you going to do? The Warriors were smart enough. Golden State is a fucking blast, not only as a player, but as a city. I mean, you're up in San Francisco.
Yeah. Dude,
and yes, I know your thing. They play in Oakland. They do. It's a short ferry ride over or drive, and
they're all living in San Fran.
Yeah, but there's also there's a cool spot of Alameda over there on that island where it's there's some cool shit. So either way, it's a great life up there. Like, fuck, man, you've been to San Francisco? Is there?
Oh yes,
it's one of our favorite cities on the planet. And Silicon Valley's up there. So a lot of their players are getting involved in angel investment companies, and they're turning, they're taking pay cuts, but turning it into more money because of their investments up there. And that's why Kevin Durant in particular wanted to go there, where he was just like, fuck, man, as a businessman, I can triple this goddamn money.
Right.
So I understand why they're pulling all the talent, and all those guys are young. They're all unselfish, and they've got a great coach who's cool. Like, how do you get a better environment than that?
Right.
Maybe LA, I guess, if that's your thing. But I would, if it was down to me, Golden State or LA, I'd rather live in San Francisco.
Yeah, definitely. And we might need to roll the tape because I think I said that he was going to go to LA.
LeBron.
And you said, yeah, well, you were like,
my guess was Philly. My guess was Philly.
Your guess was, but when I said it, you were like, there's a possibility because of all the things he listed.
Sure.
So you were like, it's a possibility because of these things. And I just thought maybe I was in my own head, but if you have a shit ton of money,
yeah,
where would you go?
Yeah.
LA probably. Only because it's hot as shit now here, maybe. And I'm like, where would you go if you have, that's
right.
The question that people were posing. So, if you had a choice to go anywhere with $154 million, where would you go?
Right. Well, right? LeBron is probably worth, close to 600 or 700 million.
Sure,
now.
but I'm just saying if you got that amount
Absolutely.
to go anywhere,
absolutely,
that's the amount you get. I guess San Francisco, you're probably right, but he can't do that. Could he have? No.
He could technically
go to the Warriors, please.
It would have been
no. They have to ask
awful.
Steph Curry, right?
Yeah. Well, they would have said yes because him and Durant are friends. So it's not like these guys aren't friends.
What about Steph Curry and him?
Yeah, they're friends too.
They're friends?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, things get chippy in the playoffs because it's the playoffs. But at the end of the day, they're friends. They play on the All-Star teams together. They played on the Olympic team together. They play a lot together in the offseason. It's just got to suck for LeBron when you're losing to the same team in the finals every year. I mean, And
joining them would probably be seen as like
that's why I hate
defeat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what everybody treats it as a defeat of like, oh fuck you pussy.
Now you're
can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
Which is why my hatred for the Yankees in the '90s was they kept beating the Braves in the World Series every year, and it fucking sucked. Where I was just like, Jesus Christ, man, I'm done with Jeter.
They did okay last night.
Yeah. It's a regular season game, but yeah, we're in first place. You guys are in first place. You're a Yankees fan, and but looking back on it, my prediction of him going to Philly kind of makes me sad now, because I look at the Lakers team that is currently assembled with him, unless they get Kawhi Leonard, which is rumored to happen, and I don't think the Lakers have a choice at this point if they want to even try to compete 2 games in a series with Golden State. But if they don't get Kawhi Leonard, the way this team is currently constructed, it would have made sense for him to go to Philadelphia, and I think he could have ruled the East for another 3 to 4 years with those guys in Philadelphia, and possibly had a shot at the Warriors, a better shot. Now he leaves himself no shot unless they get Kawhi Leonard. And look, this could all change, and fuck, if they get Kawhi Leonard, they got a sexy team there. So that'll at least make another team worth watching, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You know what's it's not going to be worth watching is this Miss Universe pageant. Did you hear about this?
No.
The representative for Spain in Miss Universe, again, it's called Miss Universe, is transgender.
No.
Yep. So they're going to have the first transgender Miss Universe pageant contestant. And I don't understand why we're having a Miss or a Mister anymore, because there's a Mr. Universe and all of that shit.
Well, that's how they identify, right? As Mist.
I can't do what you identify with or what you're doing that day. Like, look, I identify, like when I go out and play basketball, I identify with Steph Curry. However, I am not Steph Curry.
Sure.
But I identify with him.
Yeah, these high school kids that are like, there's a big uproar because they're competing in the girls' like track and field.
Yeah.
They full on look like guys, not like they're trying to like look like girls. They're just
a wig. Just a wig and a headband.
They just say, not even. They just say that they're identifying that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just housing these girls.
Smoking these girls. Look online at these videos on Google of I believe it was in Texas that this happened, where these poor high school kids were just getting smoked by men. Like these poor girls were just getting smoked by dudes in like the 100-meter dash, the 400-meter, like all of it. We were just like,
sorry,
this bullshit has got to change. And this,
it's
like,
not, I don't think going to, but
what are you going to watch this for? Of like, oh, that's the dude who was in the Miss Universe pageant. I think all of this shit now is going to come to an end quickly. That I railed against the Miss America pageant a few weeks back. Now this Miss Universe thing, like we're towards the end of this now,
right?
Because again, the next thing after this is going to be like the Miss Universe pageant, where it's just like we shouldn't shame anybody. It should be open to women of all over the world, or women who identify as women, or men who identify as what?
I guess, but then the thing is, like, the best person wins, right? So then, if they aren't the best Miss, if the Adam's apple is a bit too much or something like that, they won't win. And that's just the deal, right?
Yeah, but then you're going to have a whole nother group of shaming and like, you hear that, what was that girl's song? that was hot a couple years ago of she don't know no better. She's beautiful.
Sure.
She missed a meal to fucking,
Yeah. And the girl came out in like just sweats.
Yeah.
And no makeup.
With
and
a
like,
little bit of hunger and the fucking beanie.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm talking about, that
guess
song.
so,
And it was a big song. And it's just like, the girl came out in sweatpants, remember? And sang at the fucking
no
thing.
makeup.
No makeup. No nothing. It was
I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
That's where we're headed to with, we all do.
We all do.
Fuck, I throw a little makeup on for this goddamn show because the lights are so hot. Otherwise, I'd look like shit.
Listen,
but then you're going to get in a position where you start judging people for not shaving down their Adam's apple enough, not looking less feminine. That's going to cause more weight issues, more personal appearance problems.
Sure.
To where you're going to feel like you're not good enough.
Right.
And even in the picture that they've posted here for this. Miss Universe for Spain, she has one of those little necklace chokers around her neck,
covering it up.
Yes, you can't see her Adam's apple and
or scar or something,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
But at this point, what's the miss?
And then if she wins, if he wins, then it just reiterates that guys can do everything better.
Yes.
And then we're right back to square one, you guys.
So where's my question to you is where's the feminism now? Where are the chants from feminists now of like, yay, this is all about women and women are powerful and strong? Are you? Because now dudes are going to be like this dude knocked out however many women competed in Spain, which is I'm assuming a lot. And look, you're in the land of Penelope Cruz over there. There's a lot of gorgeous women in Spain. Yeah. Now you just threw all of them down the stairs and said, nah, we're going to go with this dude who decided to switch.
He did it better. As usual.
I know.
And they're going to take over.
So you're,
and
you're
we're going to be right back to the 1950s, you guys.
From women and...
to where guys are doing everything.
It's just a crock of shit. All of it all the way around.
It really is.
I can't watch this anymore because what's going to happen is in a couple years, there's going to be more and more and more. And then, as a dude, because let's face it, women aren't watching this shit on TV.
Mm-mm.
It's just dudes looking at hot ass chicks. Yeah. And you're going to be sitting there watching these things going,
or people that are in pageants. Yeah.
Is that a dude or is that a girl? Is that a dude or is that
trying to figure out each person? Yeah.
And that's the worst thing about porn. Where you're like porn in these days, in today's environment, where you're like, is that a dude? Am I jacking off to a dude right now? Because I feel like that might be a dude. It's hard to tell.
Sure.
That's why you can't watch Asian porn. You have no idea over there. No idea what's going on. Speaking of which, they got a great culture. But speaking of which,
well, I'd like to do a little segment called "Fucking Asians," but these kids in the cave.
Oh, where is that?
What are they doing in the cave?
In the Philippines?
In Thailand.
Oh, in Thailand. I don't know.
What are they doing in the cave? They're doing all these stories about they found the soccer team and the coach.
Yep.
We found them.
Yeah, they were in a cave.
After 11 days in a cave. Not one outlet is telling me what the fuck these kids were doing.
In a cave.
With their coach.
In a cave.
In a cave for 11 days.
The worst part about this is they're saying right now that these kids are going to be in this cave probably for 2 to 3 months.
Because they need to teach them how to swim to get them across this area because of the flood. So that's what happened. They went into this cave.
Okay.
Why? No one's still telling me, except for that they're Asians, and I guess they just do whatever they want to do. And with their coach. Yeah. Somehow the parents don't know?
I don't know. It's...
How do the parents not know that you're going to a cave with your coach? Anyways.
This one is so shocking that I can't really wrap my mind around it, where it's just like, what are you doing in the cave with these kids?
What are you doing in the cave with the kids where the parents don't know
why
where
did you go there in the first place?
Why'd you go there?
Yeah.
Was this a fun little thing?
I don't know.
But then, so the thing is, so a lot of them many of them don't know how to swim.
Sure. Yeah.
At 11 and 12, how old are they? Yeah. Don't know how to swim. Fucking Asians, man. I'm sorry. Do you like it?
You like it?
Do you like it? Maybe we should shove that sponsor in the middle.
Oh, yeah, that's right. StraightRazors.com.
Let's give them the middle spot, you guys. This is the coveted spot, right?
About StraightRazors.
No, we didn't forget. We never forget. We never forget. You used them today.
I did use them today.
This is going to be smooth transition.
Yeah.
Into.
You like it? StraightRazors.com. Promo code Revolution for 20% off. We dove into the show today because we got a big show.
We just dove in, but that was a little bit for you, Straight Razors.
Yeah.
Because we love you.
Yeah.
And the middle spot, you don't get to skip through the middle spot.
No, middle spot is a big portion of the show.
Yeah, they need to teach them how to swim.
Yep.
So they're like verbally like teaching them how to swim to get across this thing. Medically, I guess they're okay, but holy Jesus.
Crazy.
How is this happening?
I don't know, but the fact that these kids are probably going to be in these caves for 2 to 3 months is bananas to me.
I don't like it.
No, you don't like it. You don't like it. You do like StraightRazors.com though. You love it.
I do love it. I love the way it smells on you.
Thank you.
I love.
Thank you.
I love how well groomed you like to groom now. Not that you never did before, but it's kind of like an experience. You have the straight razor, right? All the good products, the good smelling stuff.
When we do video shows, I like to shave it up, keep it nice. I grow a patchy beard. So somebody like for straight razors is it's imperative because I grow a real patchy beard, and with that being said, I shave myself up. Shave up. We get a package at the door. If you want to go ahead, go grab it. Go grab it. Yeah. I want to. Me personally, I want to talk about this Maxine Waters bullshit. Now, I keep seeing this woman pop up all the fucking time now, and she seems to be her and Nancy Pelosi as the leaders of the Democratic Party. She is now telling people to go after Trump supporters inside bars, restaurants, anywhere in public. It is okay to confront them and scream at them and try to get them out of the establishments, wherever they are. That doesn't matter where you are. Again, we talked about the Sarah Huckabee Sanders thing. What I find hilarious about it is she got on, I believe it was CNN, and was just like, we need to do everything we can. We need to get harder. We need to fucking attack them more in public. And Trump was like, hey, you should probably take it easy on that because, if we start doing that to you and you find out what it's really like, then we're going to have some fucking problems. With that being said, that's exactly what happens. Maxine Waters' next public appearance, she was bombarded with cameras and a nice little chipper white woman in her face screaming at her, and Maxine Waters had a fucking meltdown. She was like, I don't want cameras in front of me. I don't, you can come to my office. You can come to my office. You can come to my office. She says it a million times. Watch the tape of it. It's pretty fucking funny. And that's the same excuse that she was using was what everybody else was saying on the Republican side, where it was just like, hey, don't scream at me in a fucking restaurant. Come to my office like a human or ask me a question in the press pool. Now the tables have turned. And not only did Maxine Waters fucking get so deep into this statement, she's doubled down. She's now doubled down and saying, if you want to come after me and kill me, you better shoot straight. You better shoot straight. This is a 79-year-old frail woman who, look, you're telling people if they're going to shoot you, you better shoot straight.
Shoot to kill.
Why this is dangerous is who was it? Was it Steve Scalia or Scalise that was shot in Congress? And Jesus Christ,
that baseball game, yeah.
He was actually shot. Almost didn't make it. Still walks with a limp.
They didn't shoot straight, which is why he's alive.
But that should have been enough of where one of your fellow congressmen was shot. Now you're telling other people that it's okay to be shot, but you better shoot straight. This woman in particular has become the face of the Democratic Party, and people are just up in arms. Like the party split. It's real fucked. Somebody's got to get this woman out of the way, because it's only going to be ramped up after Trump picks his Supreme Court nominee, which is happening July 9th, by the way.
Okay.
Real quick decision on that. I like that. I like that a lot. Because if you can keep this anger going and this rhetoric going, like, boy, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse for them. So I think it's a smart move on Trump's part. Like, hey, let's get it announced this the 9th. We'll do it live on TV, and congratulations. And the way he treats it like The Apprentice, which is fucking awesome and hilarious. But I also like it when Gorsuch got in, like, where you have a ceremony and you break into the news and you do the whole shit. And
sure, that's
the way that job should be treated, because it's one of the highest positions in our judicial system, and those guys never get any fucking shine. So it's nice that they are. But July 9th, that's shaking out, and I'm excited to see who it is, and then the meltdowns that will no doubt ensue. And I wonder if somebody is actually going to come after Maxine Waters, by the way. She's received a lot of death threats. She backed out of a couple of appearances. One was extremely serious, was reported at least. Whether or not that's the case, I don't know. But if one was serious enough, then she was worried. But look, somebody out there, you keep talking shit like this, it's going to be like the extension thing. You keep talking shit, somebody's going to follow up on it and do it. And there's enough fucking crazy people in the world that it's just like, all right, great. Let's pick off so-and-so. Right. Last night, they caught a terror plot that was going to happen at a fireworks show. I believe. Really? Yeah. And it was something for military and military families and stuff. And they caught the guy, and he was going to use like cars, like robotic cars, and then blow them up on kids and shit like that. Like, it was
oh my God,
super dark. And they arrested him before it happened, but there's going to be heightened security. And I want to say it was up by Annapolis somewhere, but yeah, man, if you think somebody's not going to come after you for talking shit like this, like, it's true. Look, we talk a lot of shit on this show. I'm not going to tell anybody I'm not going to challenge anybody to come out and kill me out in the streets.
No, like, please don't.
And
write especially us a message. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Especially with, a 79-year-old woman. Like,
yeah,
what are you doing? What are you doing?
Thug life, dude.
Yeah. And it's the way she talks and the way she's, screaming it for violence and things like that. You're like, what the fuck happened to you? And you're 79, like,
right.
Look, RBG is 85. You don't hear her talking like that about shooting people. Yeah.
Chill as shit, dude.
Yeah. By the way, there was a lot of people that wrote in after that episode, and they were like talking about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the over or under, whether or not she makes it or not.
Really?
Yeah, alive. Because and a lot of people wrote in, they were like, look, she's super healthy, and they posted the workout videos, and I was like, I've seen them. We talked about them on the show. I've seen the fucking videos. We're good. I don't. There's a point at age where you're just like, sometimes you just die.
You do, and there's really no running from that. At a certain point.
87.
Okay, I could see her going into 90s.
Maybe the amount of stress you get under, and then immensely being able to stay there long enough.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
It's tough. And I think if Trump gets reelected, that will kill her. That will be it. Because then she's going to have to realize she's going to have to live another 4 years, where it's just like, nope.
That'd be rough.
So we'll see. RBG. Look, nothing I'm wishing for anybody to die, because I'm not, certainly at all.
No, you wouldn't ever.
Big RBG fan. But, you're up against Father Time here at this point. The one, though, that I'm shocked about is Betty White. She's been able to beat it.
God, that announcement's going to be crazy, huh?
Because you won't believe it, I don't think.
No, because you'll be like, is this a joke?
Yeah.
There's been so many hoax about it. In the morning, I think maybe that's the day. that you see. You know what I mean? It's gonna be.
I don't want to see Beej go out like that.
I don't want to see it, but like
she goes by Beej, right?
Gotta happen, right? Beej loves it. Yeah,
she goes by Beej.
Definitely goes by Beej.
I hope she lives forever. Betty White's a treasure.
Of course.
But yeah,
of course.
Every morning you wake up.
Every
morning you wake up, you're like, oh,
you're on extra innings. You're on borrowed time.
Yeah. And the same was said about Bob. I remember Bob Hope when he started getting up there. They were just like, oh, Bob Hope's got another birthday. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, like
how is he living? George Burns was another one who was just like, how
there's some people that you go like, they're still alive.
Oh, there's a lot of people like that for me. A lot of people like that for me.
Didn't die
Some
yet,
are young. Some are young, like Bill Simmons. I can't believe he's alive. I see him pop up now.
Oh, stop it.
For a major sports story, and then I'm like, Bill Simmons is still alive.
Didn't die, huh?
Yeah, still a dickhead, that guy.
Well, keep on wishing when you blow out those candles.
Trucking on. Keep on trucking on. Like Tom Sizemore, he's still alive.
Oh, I know. It's the people that like...
he didn't OD or, blows brains out.
Heidi Fleiss.
Yeah.
She's still kicking.
Fleiss.
Old Fleiss, huh?
Yeah. I do know her as Old Fleiss, by the way.
Okay.
Fleiss was this is a crazy story. After all that shit went down with the Black Book and the trial and all that shit. By the way, she doesn't get enough credit because she never flipped and she never fucking told on one goddamn person. Whereas you look in the age of Stormy Daniels,
sure,
that was one person who flipped, and it was like Heidi Fleiss has shit on every single probably congressman, celebrity, athlete. Anything you could imagine, any position of power.
Hovel in like Reno parrots. Sorry,
did not give it up.
Not parents.
Yeah, did not give up any names or people in that book, and she still to this day is taking it to the grave. Where if she wrote a book about all of these people, fuck, could have been legit. Maybe she did, but I think maybe she left the names out or something like that. But anyways, with Fleiss, I came home. I was living in Beechwood Canyon in LA I was living up there for 7 or 8 years, I would say. And I loved it. I loved it up there. And it was a bunch of weird celebrities like Jack Black and Johnny Knoxville. And it was just cool. Everybody you saw at the local grocery store, like you knew, they all lived on your street or whatever. That was the closest to me personally of a sense of some form of community, because LA is so big that you're like, all right, great. You go to Rock and Roll Ralph's or something like that on Sunset. Forget it. There's going to be 80 million people there. You're not going to see the same people twice in that motherfucker.
Right.
But your local store up by Beechwood, you will.
Sure.
So when I came home one day from an audition or something, I saw Heidi Fleiss walking by my house. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Next day, saw her going in and out of the house. And I was just like, shit. Finally, I was like, oh, you're Heidi Fleiss? She was like, yeah. And she was like, I was like, well, do you mind me asking? I was like, I see you every single day. I was like, because I thought maybe she was fucking somebody up there.
Sure.
And I was like, maybe. And I was like, is that whatever? And she's like, oh, no, it's the girl who lives next door to you and had the house next door to mine. And she was writing the screenplay for the life rights. Brian Grazier and Ron Howard had bought Heidi Fleiss's life rights for, I want to say it was Paramount at the time. And Nicole Kidman was attached to play Heidi Fleiss in this movie.
Dang.
Yeah. And so it was a big deal, a lot of money, high-powered script, but she was going in and out of the writer's house every day. And I was just like, shit. And I asked, and I was friends with my neighbor, but I didn't know she was like a big, powerful writer in that sense. She always seemed kind of like a hippie.
Right.
She was dating this guy who was, he was Spanish, and he only fixed Alfa Romeos, and he did it in the driveway. And he was always...
wasn't Italian?
It could be. He could be.
He had an olive complexion.
He did, and he spoke, but Italian, some of the words are very close to Spanish.
Yeah.
And like I didn't have a lot of and I didn't have a lot of dialogue with him. But he was exactly what you would picture in a romance novel or a movie where it was just like arguably one of the best looking dudes I've ever seen in my life.
Sure.
My neighbor was hot, so it made sense. But he was literally shirtless all day, greased up, just fixing cars. And it was just like anybody I was dating at the time,
Gross.
I would make them come over at night so they wouldn't see this guy and be like, don't look directly into this guy because it's fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
And so I talked to her and I said, hey, fuck, you're writing the Heidi Fleiss movie. That's fucking dope. And she was like, yeah, it's awesome or whatever. And I was like, what happened with the black book? And she said she sold it. She sold the black book with all the numbers to somebody else. And then it continued on for years.
Shit. So that's why she couldn't say anything, though.
I think so. And
there we go. Fleiss.
You know, because with all of those numbers, look, there was a drug dealer in college who did the same thing, kept this black book of everybody, graduated, and then he sold it to somebody else. And then they kept selling to the same clients and vice versa. And same with the bookies in Los Angeles do the same thing, where it's just like, all right, great, you're selling your black book to people. And I was like, oh, fuck. But what I didn't get was the dollar amount. I was like, I wonder what it sold for.
Well, again, she's living in a hovel in like Reno. I'm saying like trailer park with her parrots. So it may not have been much.
But you remember that trial, and like, you know what legal fees are. They'll eat you alive. So I think my guess is she got eaten alive by those legal fees and then was left with nothing after signing probably an NDA or whatever it was for the book. And not the book itself, but the black book. Mm-hmm. And then was either forced to go on and tell her story or just to live her life out with these fucking parrots in Reno. And she chose the latter. Good on her.
There's an awesome documentary. I think it's called Heidi, right? Have you seen it?
I don't believe I have, no.
It's good.
Actually, I have saw that where it's her in her house and all
with
that fucking crazy shit's going on.
And like her just talking about it, but not talking about it.
Yeah.
It's really good though.
She's gangster like that, man. She never gave up her peeps or what happened and all that other shit.
Gotta respect it.
Yeah. That type of shit just doesn't happen anymore. So good on Heidi.
Fleiss.
It's that point in the show where we get to the revolutionary figure of the day. Shall we, Jables?
We shall.
It's 4th of July. 4th of July. You know what my 4th of July tradition is. What I like to do. What I like to get up and do. Start my day.
Sure.
Like to have a little coffee in the morning. Like to flip on ESPN Ocho.
Oh, yes. I do know this.
And watch the hot dog eating competition live from Coney Island.
It's the most disgusting thing that I can watch.
Right. But I love it.
It's the dunking in the water.
Yeah.
That I can't handle.
There's a guy who refuses to compete. His name is Kobayashi. He's getting the revolutionary figure of the day. Because back in the day, like this thing, look, the ratings are great. Everybody tunes in. I feel like every family starts their 4th of July off with this fucking hot dog eating contest. And it's getting a lot of press more and more and more. And it started because of Kobayashi. Everybody was tuning in for this guy and to watch him fucking eat, 80 dogs or whatever it is. And now he got beat by Joey Chestnut a couple years in a row and refused to compete against him and all this other shit. And now, look, Chestnut's the champion. Chestnut only lost once, and it was the year that he broke up with his fiance. Said he had his own personal shit going on.
Sure.
But now he's back.
Single.
Yeah. Single, ready to mingle, shitting out dogs for hours and hours on end after that. And he's won the last few years, and I'm excited to see him again. There is a heat wave across the entire country right now. Let's face it, as there typically is. It's fucking July, for Christ's sakes, in America.
We're not going to act like it's surprising.
But that does have an effect on the contestants and the eating conditions. So what's Chestnut going for? Over under 70. I'm going to take the over.
Okay.
I'm going to take the over. Actually, if there's a heat wave, I'm going to take the under on that. I'm going to go with 69 dogs. Yeah. Nailed it. Boom.
Nailed it. Boom. Done. We'll see.
69 dogs.
We'll see.
That's the number I'm going with. That's my Rostradamus prediction. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Jay Chestnut. But don't think I forgot about you, Kobayashi. You're an OG homie. And don't think I forgot about you, straightrazors.com. I love you so much. And
we do.
Again, use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. I use it there every fucking time. I use all this shit. Japes, fun show. Congrats on being pregnant.
Hey, thanks.
In your 8th month.
Did it all by myself. 8.5. Did it all by myself.
Oh, I feel like I did it all, though. I feel like you're just the vessel that's carrying my child.
Sure.
So.
Sure.
No, but it's fun. We're excited. And we appreciate all the messages for the rap album. That was really, we want to do something fun and funny and keep it light and not have some serious announcement where we're, posing by a fireplace or whatever the fuck it is.
Sure. So. Holding up a onesie, like.
Yeah, exactly.
A silhouette.
Yeah.
I might do one of those. But.
For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good night, everyone.
Good night.